history is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling you.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. Send us some of your picks.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station, Philippines.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 4.
Now, for a Valentine's Day murder, this woman now accused of pulling the trigger. What police are saying.
And what led to a chase that ended with this man being arrested near a highway.
With break on a 10-year-old boy found safe after an Amber Alert. Good afternoon, I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Lauren Freeman in for Christine. Houston police now trying to figure out what led to the child going missing. Channel 2 Sion Rhodes is live now in West Houston where that boy was found. Sion.
And Lauren, you can see investigators are still on scene here. They are up on that second story room there, checking things out, looking for evidence that they say they hope will help them figure out if a crime was even actually committed. 2 women and a little boy checked into this motel near Greens Point last night, according to a clerk who was working here at the time.
They just checked in yesterday. They were booked for 2 nights, yesterday and today. So tomorrow is checkout.
The clerk says they seemed happy and everything was fine. But this morning, the boy's mother called police.
The homicide division this morning, about 10:30, was notified of a potential kidnapping case involving a 10-year-old little boy. We started our investigation on this deal, and our investigation led us to this hotel here.
Houston police say they got a tip that Nicole Harrison and Joshua were at this motel off of Bissonnette.
There was a person that was already here and that stepped outside the door for a few moments, and that's when we approached. The person complied with us. The boy seemed fine. Yes, did not seem like that he was distressed at all.
Investigators took Harrison into custody and reunited Joshua with his mother. Police say it remains unclear what actually happened here.
We don't know at this point. That was the initial call that came in. Obviously, with a child of that age, we have to take everything seriously. And so we started just like it is an actual kidnapping. Now that everybody is safe and in custody, we'll sort through everything to figure out if there was actually a crime committed.
Now, police initially describing Nicole Harrison as the ex-girlfriend of that boy's mother, and they said at the time that she could possibly face kidnapping charges, but again, things are unclear, and they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened here. Reporting live, Sion Rhodes, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thankfully, he was found safe. Thanks so much, Theon. All right, now to a deadly shooting on Valentine's Day that has this woman facing murder charges. Police say the shooting happened in the area of the Southwest Freeway in Wilcrest. Now we learn the suspect was already wanted by law enforcement. Channel 2 senior reporter Phil Archer is live downtown where the suspect now behind bars. Phil.
27-year-old Shakia Cruz is her name. She was arrested Friday for murder. That's when police learned she was also wanted for capital murder, the death of a man who was killed 7 years ago. Cruz is being held for the killing of Lorenzo Guevara. He was found shot to death in a parking lot near Willcrest on the Southwest Freeway Friday night. Cruz's boyfriend allegedly told police he left her in the car with Guevara, then heard shots. He said he returned to find Guevara dead in the back seat. Cruz allegedly told him that Guevara had threatened her. After she was arrested, police discovered Cruz was wanted for capital murder in the 2013 killing of a 24-year-old man. That charge was filed in December of last year. Cruz allegedly strangled and kicked the man before robbing him. His body was later found in his apartment in Southwest Houston. A magistrate today ordered Cruz held on $500,000 bond. A psychological evaluation has also been ordered for her. Reporting live from the Harris County Jail, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Phil, thank you. A memorial service was held today to honor the lives of a Sugar Land mother and son killed inside their home. Police say Richard Logan shot and killed his wife Diana and their son Aaron before driving to San Marcos. That's where investigators say he physically assaulted his adult daughter there and committed suicide. Today, a service was held for the Logan family at the River Point Church.
New at 4 people killed this morning in a head-on crash along Highway 146 just south of Dayton. These pictures of the crash come courtesy of Bluebonnet News Dayton. Dayton police ready to tell us that a man in a truck driving southbound went out of his lane and hit another truck with a driver and 2 passengers head on. Another car was involved in the crash, but that driver not injured. Police are investigating what caused the crash, but say they do not believe weather was an issue. Well, it started as a domestic disturbance involving a boyfriend and girlfriend quickly turned into a violent police chase. Police were initially answering the call in Baytown after a man reportedly threw an axe at a woman. But at some point, the man drove away, driving on several lawns. He ended up crashing into another car on the feeder of I-10 in Del Dale in Houston. DPS did a pit maneuver to finally stop him. He was arrested. Police also say the truck he was driving was stolen. At some point during that chase, a police K-9 vehicle was hit by another driver, but we've not learned of any injuries from that incident.
Now to our weather on a day that brought fog to much of the area.
Yeah, and we want to know, are we done with it? How much longer we might have to deal with it? Frank has those answers as usual.
You know, I think it's going to last probably till Wednesday.
Wow.
We'll talk about it. Look at Galveston. You can see, we usually can see the Galvez up there. Not right now. Visibility's at a half a mile. Much better everywhere else, but that's going to change. It's going to continue to move inland. Dense fog advisories until at least 9 o'clock this evening for the islands. I expect those will be pushed on probably till the overnight into tomorrow morning. Triangle Energy Camera has a lot of sunshine with temperatures that have reached in the low 80s today. 80 in Tomball, 75 in Pearland right now. In Sugar Land, 79 after getting to 81 earlier. 79 in Conroe and 70 in Galveston. So your dog walking forecast is nice and mild. 76 at 6, 74, and then 73 at 8. But more fog for the dog, that is for sure. And then some cool air to talk about. Look at that. Oklahoma City's at 57. Amarillo is at 49. And we got 85 in San Angelo. But that is on the way. It's going to take its sweet time getting here, but it will get here, and that will shake things up. In the meantime, more fog's in the forecast. I'll go over the forecasted visibilities for you coming up. A midweek umbrella timeline. I have that, and Mardi Gras looks like it gets lucky. Complete forecast straight ahead. Keith?
All right, thank you, Frank. Chemical plant Arkema and 3 of its employees are headed to trial this week over fires at the company's Crosby plant. The company is accused of air pollution during Hurricane Harvey. Dozens of deputies and firefighters were there for days monitoring the situation. 2 deputies had to go to the hospital. In August of 2018, a grand jury indicted Arkema's CEO, Richard Rowe, and the plant manager. If convicted, they could face up to 5 years in prison.
Roads are back open this afternoon following a massive fire in Corpus Christi that burned for about 90 minutes. Investigators say the fire was caused by a gas pipeline rupture at Interstate 37 in Buddy Lawrence. Firefighters were able to put out the flames shortly after it started around 8:30 this morning. The fire also knocked out power to surrounding areas. It has since been restored. There were no injuries.
Houston police hope that you can help them find a man that they say shot at his ex-girlfriend. Daryl Dwayne Thompson is charged with aggravated assault of a family member. Police say Thompson walked into a restaurant on Lockwood and the East Freeway on Valentine's Day. Investigators say Thompson had a gun when he confronted Danielle Mitchell, who works there. We are told as she was running away, Thompson fired several rounds and wounded Mitchell. She did survive and was taken to a hospital. If you know where Thompson is, call Crime Stoppers.
The fight against the coronavirus has landed now in San Antonio. A group of Americans who were on a cruise ship quarantined in Japan are now back in the U.S. They arrived on a charter flight this morning at Lackland Air Force Base. Passengers will be quarantined for 2 more weeks to make sure that they do not have the coronavirus. Coming up at 4:30, we'll take a look at what happens next and where a second plane carrying Americans landed.
All right, let's talk Astros spring training. The team held its first full team workout today as they get ready for the upcoming season.
Yes, the players are still facing questions regarding the sign stealing scandal. Channel 2 Sports Director Randy McElvoy has been covering Astros spring training in West Palm Beach, Florida. He's live there now with the very latest on this. Randy?
Hey, Lauren. Hey, Keith. No doubt the questions continue to come the Astros' way. But if you talk to the Astros players inside the clubhouse, which we do every day, you know what? They feel like they've done the answering. They've done the apologies already. They're looking forward now to the new season that'll start here in about 6 or 7 weeks. All the work begins here at the spring training. Now, today was a big day here at camp because it had a different look to it. Today, the first official day of full squad workouts after pitchers and catchers had open spring training by themselves for the first 4 days. Great to see all the guys out there today. This is a close group of teammates, and today was a great feeling for them to get back to the game they love. As for Jose Altuve now, he did take time to thank Carlos Correa for having his back regarding Altuve not using the trash can scheme back in 2017, part of that Correa interview with MLB Network. Here's Altuve on what that gesture from Carlos meant to him.
Carlos, a great teammate, what he did, go out there and defend their teammates. I appreciate what Carlos did. You know, believe me, you know, that tells you about what kind of person, what kind of teammate he is. And I tell him 100 times what I feel about what he did.
You know, we're very close here in this clubhouse, as you guys know. You guys know it's not a story, it's real. And, you know, we're on the same page, man. We talk, we text, and we're ready to get rolling.
Yeah, definitely a brotherhood inside of that Astros clubhouse, indeed. Hey, great weather day here in West Palm Beach today. They got their work in. They'll do it again tomorrow. And the first exhibition game is here in 5 days right here at the ballpark against the defending World Series champion Washington Nationals. They, of course, share this complex with the Nationals each and every year. Much more with the Astros coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock, including George Springer talking today. It's a big camp for him and a big year. He's in the final year of his contract. There's some extension talk. We asked him about could that happen and does he want it to happen. We'll hear from George coming up at 6 o'clock as well. We're live in West Palm Beach with the Astros. Randy McElvoy, KPRC Channel 2 Sports.
And some gorgeous weather there behind you, Randy. Thank you. Coming up at 5 o'clock, our Salt Lake Mamdouh has a closer look at the lawsuit filed by one season ticket holder stemming from the sign stealing scandal. The race for the White House goes west.
Coming up, what the Democratic candidates are doing ahead of Wednesday's presidential debate in Las Vegas.
And how the latest launch by SpaceX could help others when it comes to getting on the internet.
But first, we want to give you a look at some of your traffic times 10 minutes past the hour. Right now, good in just about every direction. Only 17 minutes to get to Baytown from downtown Houston on the I-10 East. If you're headed up to the Woodlands on the North Freeway, half an hour from downtown Houston. And going to Sugar Land on the Southwest Freeway, just 24 minutes.
It's not. Well, another successful launch for SpaceX in the future of space.
The company launched 60 Starlink satellites this morning from Cape Canaveral, Florida. This marks the 5th Starlink mission for the company, which is all about providing internet services to those who are not yet connected. The Falcon 9's booster, though, couldn't quite stick the landing on the launch pad, and it actually landed in the ocean. But, you know, had to have some decent weather there for a launch. So.
Yeah, some pretty blue skies there. Different scenario here.
Where Randy is, it's 80 degrees there where he is right now.
Oh, poor guy.
West Palm.
I feel bad for
yeah.
I like this shot. This came in, and with the rain predicted in the forecast, they're getting as much dirt work in. And we were just talking about farming. Yeah, they're out there in Garwood getting after it. In the meantime, I noticed it's not going to be seeing that kind of a sunset for a while. I know, right? I think maybe by Thursday. In the meantime, pollen counts high for tree, and as you can imagine, elm tree is now on the board, and oak tree is there, some cedar, so it's really pretty much all happening now. Lots of azaleas are already blooming out there. Triangle Energy camera, a little shaky camera. Look at that south wind at at 18. It's nice and warm at 78. Galveston, there it is. There's the beach. You can see somebody walking on it. Pleasure Pier is somewhere in that fog. 70, south winds at 9, 93% the humidity. Dense fog advisories continue there, as you probably guessed. 70, 77 to 80 at Bush and Tomball. Katie's at 80. Lots of upper 70s. It's nice and warm. It's going to be a mild overnight, and it's going to be another mild one as we go into tomorrow before a front slowly seeps in here. The dew points are down in the mid-60s, and there's the problem. We're going to see a low right at 66, 67, which is where our dew point is. When those match, that's when that humidity and that fog bank really come in. That south wind, I think, will start to go down once the sun sets. So 12, 18 mile an hour winds would certainly help keep the fog, I think, at least a little broken up. But those are going to die down. I think the fog is going to be the winner in this one. In the meantime, some wind gusts still to 25, 17, 21 miles an hour out to the west. So the power planner into this evening has temperatures right through in the 70s, but then here are these lows, 67, 68, 66. So there's some chance for a little sprinkle. More than anything, it's the visibility that's going to continue to crater. This is half mile right now in Galveston, and it will continue to go down. This is 6 p.m., half mile High Island, 3.5 at Hobby, 7 downtown. But watch what happens. By the time we get to 10 o'clock, everybody's looking for at least low ceilings. Those stratus clouds are going to come in, if not the fog in here also. Get into 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. There's the commute, half mile, 3/4 in Katy, 1.25 downtown. The idea here is that the fog is not going to lift until we get to about 11 o'clock in the morning, a lot like this morning. So not really different. Exact track radar doesn't really have much rain in it, but there's this weak front right here. That's what we're going to continue to see come on down. You saw earlier that it's already cool in parts of Amarillo and Tulsa and Oklahoma City. So that cool air is going to start to move our way. This front gets here as we move into tomorrow night. So Wednesday for sure, but tomorrow night the front comes in. That cool air gets in place, and then this flow from the southwest right on top of it. So the rain chances go up, especially on Thursday. The good news is it looks like that high pressure comes in and saves the weekend. So by the time we get really to Thursday night, I think we'll see clearing skies, but it looks good for Friday. And then again for Saturday, we'll start to see a little bit of a return flow as we get into Sunday for another chance for showers. FutureCast looks like this close up. There's the front. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Continues to move right to the coast by 12, 12:30. So not a very fast movement. But there's the rain Wednesday that continues right on into Thursday. So it's going to be on the wet side. Rain amounts, I think, heaviest to the north. You can see some of these through Thursday on the 3 and 4 inch amounts. In Houston, looks like half an inch to maybe an inch and a half. That should be about it. So your forecast shapes up like this: 76 to 62 for Tuesday into Wednesday. So we get right there in the 70s tomorrow, and then right down into the 60s, and only the 50s for Thursday. Friday, Saturday, 54, 62. So cool, but clear. And then we get back into some rain chances as we move into the next week. So here we are on Monday, already looking at what it's going to look like into the weekend, but that's no surprise. Looks like it's going to be pretty good Friday, Saturday.
Okay. Yeah,
we'll look forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, thank you. Coming up, the importance of watching your heart health when you're pregnant, how it can impact your child.
And how a woman's quality of sleep may affect her risk of heart disease. Topping our health headlines, researchers may have found why women who sleep poorly have a higher risk of heart disease. The study from the University of Columbia found women who had an overall poor sleep quality ate foods with more of the added sugars linked to obesity and diabetes. Scientists also found women who took longer to fall asleep ate more calories and more food by weight. February is American Heart Month. A new report is looking at women's heart health during pregnancy.
The first of its kind study looked at 1,000 expectant mothers. It found just 5% had high cardiovascular health, 66% were considered moderate, 33% considered poor. The study looked at several factors, including diet and exercise.
The maternal environment as the baby grows and develops can actually program the baby's later cardiovascular health. So you can think of it as sort of writing a computer program that then runs throughout the baby's life.
Heart health was worse among younger pregnant women and African Americans. However, the study's authors say more research needs to be done to understand why. A new study suggests breastfeeding may lower a woman's chances of developing type 2 diabetes later in life. Researchers from the National Institutes of Health studied more than 4,000 women who developed gestational diabetes compared to women who did not breastfeed. Those who did were less likely to develop type 2 diabetes decades later. And the longer a woman breastfed, the lower the risk was. You may already know that babies can learn to speak by mimicking the words they hear from their parents and others.
Your researchers now say the same can go for music as well. The Ohio State University study found that babies sometimes imitate the singing they hear in songs. In one case, a baby was able to hit the first 6 notes of the tune accurately after only a few hours of listening to the song. Researchers say parents should not shy away from singing to their kids.
We told you about Pier 1 Imports closing hundreds of stores, what the home decor retailer has not decided to do about its financial problems.
And why this could be a good month to go out and buy a car, what you need to know before heading to that dealership.
Sign says.
Pier 1 Imports has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The news coming less than 2 months after the home decor retailer said it planned to close up to 450 stores. Pier 1 says it will sell the company as part of its bankruptcy plans. The retailer has more than a dozen locations in our area alone.
A judge in Germany has ordered Tesla to stop cutting down trees for its Gigafactory.
This is a temporary stoppage after an activist group in Germany filed an appeal. The group considers the clearing of the trees to be illegal because the factory near Berlin has not gotten a final approval. Tesla wants to start production in that facility in July of next year. The company wants to make 500,000 vehicles each year there.
And this month could be a good one to buy a car. President's Day sales coupled with leftover inventory from last year means dealerships are eager to get those cars off their lots. Experts from auto information site Edmunds.com say the heavy discounts on 2019 models is actually lowering the prices on 2020 models as well. Experts say you should negotiate beyond the manufacturer's discount to include the out-the-door price like taxes and fees.
Well, speaking of which, luxury car maker Ferrari is seeing more business from people who want a personal touch.
Yeah, they want a Ferrari made just for them. The Italian sports car brand has a customization program that lets customers spend a half day with a personal designer. They can pick their own fabrics, wheel treatments, metal finishes, and more. Customers can even have their name inscribed in the interior. And as you probably know, a regular Ferrari is not cheap. Those who want a custom-made one will pay an extra $100,000.
An extra
Yeah.
$100,000.
But if they're already buying one, they probably have the money. Yeah.
Probably so. All right, coming up, new developments on Sir Elton John's health and farewell tour.
When the superstar who is fighting walking pneumonia is expected to return to the stage.
And a man tries to set a world record in a rocket-powered snow machine. But does he have what it takes? That story ahead and more.